Hi guys, my name is Cate Rira. Welcome to another session with an amazing guest. The name is Nkirote, a young entrepreneur who has been, hitting the streets of YouTube. And I checked out some of her content. I thought this is a young lady to talk to us about money. Let me tell you why. Because she has been able to get into 3 different industries. Nkirote, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here, guys. Hi.
Now, Olive is, she's so young at heart, and of course, even miaka pia. But I feel like you've done so much for a young person. Did you think?
Okay, you could say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. We are climbing slowly.
People don't know Olive, other than being a great YouTuber, she is a farmer and she is a pilot and she is a graduate of international business
Administration. Yes.
This is someone who has done so much in such a short time of period. Something I talk about a lot of times. And I compare myself to, not myself. Oh, no. I don't compare myself. I compare our youth to the youth in the States. You see someone like Kylie Jenner, a billionaire at a young age of even 21.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it pressure to start really young?
It's not really pressure. It's because once you finish school, you realize you have to make money. Like, there's just no other way. You can't keep depending on your parents.
Yeah.
And it's either you get a job at least or chase your dreams and go towards it. It's not like pressure. It's more of you have to survive. And the thing is, we are all realizing that once we're done with school, time is actually going.
It's actually fading away.
Yeah.
So now, when you graduated, what's the first thing that ran through your mind? Were you looking for employment? What were you looking for when you first graduated?
Funny enough, Kate, I didn't even tell you this. I wanted to be employed.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember in school when we finished, in my school we have this career center where they help you draft your CV, they help you sign up for a newsletter type of email which sends you job alerts that come to the school.
Okay.
So I was like, Mimi ni huyo. Mimi, I'm trying to get a job, and I was sold to the dream for climb the corporate ladder. Once you get a job, you can be able to afford a good car, you can get a house. So in my mind, I was like, that's the route. But once I finished school, I guess because of friends, my partner and everyone around me, that dream just faded away because now everyone around me is doing completely something different.
Yes.
So now once I finished school, I'm like, okay, are we still chasing the career dream or are we going to start something?
So you want to tell me 90% of the people you were in class with are not doing what they were doing in school?
Yes. Like personally, my friends, one is in music, one is in brass jewelry, one is a dog trainer. Crazy, but she actually is changing the dog market right now in Kenya. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just do what we want to do, but at least let's realize that as much as we want to do these things and as much as we are passionate about it, it's your life.
But does it make the degree useless?
No.
Render it useless?
No. Okay, there's this, I don't know if you've been watching on YouTube, there's this thing in the States where they're saying, what's the point of going to college and then getting into so much student debt? So you're like finishing school and you have thousands and thousands of dollars to clear up. But the thing that I appreciate so much for university or going to school and getting a degree is you learn so much more than just the books.
Yes.
I remember in my school, we had to go in front and do presentations. By force, by fire. There's nothing like you can't present, present. So already that confidence has been built in you. You're going to someone to pitch an idea and you don't really think about how shy you are. Your goal is, I have to do this, you have to do this.
You have to get that money.
Yeah, you have to. Exactly. So I feel like for me, school really molded me to be this person who goes for what they want, asks for help. Like it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to not know. It's okay to ask questions. So I think that's what I took from school. The degree did, maybe.
Remember, your parents are watching this, so.
Well, I have to say they helped. I have to say it helped. But there's some aspects of information you can't really just learn from anything. School does give you that. Yeah, I think it does. It's not useless. It's not useless.
It's very useful.
Yeah.
I would want to know, would you ever want to go back to the cockpit? She was a pilot once. Would you ever want to go back to flying?
Oh my gosh, throwback, heavy throwback. Yes, I did flying from 2013 and 2014. Got my license around June 2014. And it's a love and hate relationship, funny enough. Love because there's a feeling you get, like taking that plane off and actually going into the air and actually flying and coming back and landing safely,
Yes.
you view the world from a different angle every other day. And you see the importance of everything you do every day. So I think I would go back into flying, but as a business, like probably like make so much money and just buy a lot of chartered planes and just like rent them out. Mimi sifanyi kazi ya kufly. I don't want to do the work. Let me be the one to lease. I'm like, oh, you want to go to Nanyuki for the night? Or you want to propose to your partner? I have a plane.
Yes.
Maybe that angle, the business angle. Yeah.
We'll make sure we call her 5-3 years from now. We see how it's looking. We're looking for this.
Yeah.
That'll be a great prospect. But even as we're on that topic, I'd like to just tell me what you think about, because being in the flying business, you'd never ignore what is happening in the country right now.
Yeah.
Airlines are down.
Yeah.
Our very own Kenya Airways has been struggling a little bit. So many shifts in the CEOs and all that.
Yeah.
What is the view for you? What would be the best advice for a country like us? Because I feel like we have such a long way to go.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so there is a pandemic and no one foresaw it. Although, I mean, no one really foresaw it. And you can't be like, I won't do this business because now I've learned that there could be a way that I'd be affected. The key thing that I feel like we ought to do, even other than just business owners, or if you're employed, or if you run your small duka, it's always having a risk plan. Like you really have to plan, Kate. Like, you know, there's this thing for, I don't know if it's Africa, but they usually say we live in that thing for in a hand to mouth. As in, money just comes, it finds somewhere to go. Yeah. But if you planned in a way like a risk, there's a name for it. There's a name for it. I can't. Yeah, risk management. And you have like a plan A or a plan B when things like this happen. You might not be set up for success completely, but you'll be better off, because not like, you see, like in the States, they were giving people cash bailouts. Yeah, stimulus checks. So if you're a good business, you can apply for like millions of dollars for you to sustain your business. Africa, nana pay your pesa. Kate, so you give me money to run my business. The pandemic has hit us hard. You know, stimulus checks of $1,200.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
That's around $120,000.
Thank you. But then in Africa, that's like we're trying to get masks and temperature thermometers and sanitizers everywhere. So for us, it's a different view, but then let's just plan. Just plan a bit of savings. And I remember I went to Centonomy, entrepreneurship school, and they used to tell us, as much as it's hard, you really need to work on having at least 6 months of money in your account to sustain your lifestyle. I am not there yet. I'm working towards that, but let's think like that.
I think that's one of the big advice. Big tip. 6 months of money that you need to have, just in case things get bad. Just in case there's a risk management plan and you'll have to take it. Now, she shifted into business and is now selling rabbits. She told me that in confidence, but I said I'll tell you guys either way because she's looking for customers. Rabbit meat apparently is one of the most healthiest meats that you can ever have on your plate. Who gave you this idea kutafuta sungura?
Okay, so like I said, guys, I finished school and wanted to go to the corporate world, but it didn't seem like a clear path. And then, you know, that bug that is always at the back of your head, like, but you want to try to chase this and you want to try to do this. So as much as I can say that I was an entrepreneur by spirit, I really wasn't. Actually, Kate, I've remembered, I used to sell watches. I forgotten my hustle. I used to have a hustle whereby in flying school, you know, the pilots they have money. So you're a student pilot, but your lecturers are. So I remember they used to have this G-Shock watches for like altitude. Sema nani mimi kutafuta hizo watch niuze shule.
Entrepreneur.
So I remember that hustle because my mom used to be like, are you flying a plane or are you buying stock? I'm like, mom, G-Shock I'm buying for like, let's say 500. These guys will buy it for 2K. That's like
what's the difference between a normal watch and a G-Shock watch? A
G-Shock watch for pilots has more than just the time. The altitude when they're flying, they can tell, okay, I'm like 1,000 feet above my normal. There's like those two details whereby it's, you know, and it looks cool. I mean, a pilot, like, who doesn't have to look But anyway, let me go back. So anyway, that was so after I finished school, you know that bag for I just have a bag for trying things out. So My mom had a chicken shed at the back of the house, and I had raised a bit of money from graduating. And I remember looking at this money and asking myself, do I buy an iPhone? Let's just be honest. Or do I just invest? Or do I just invest into something? And my mom kept telling me, only as much as I know your generation right now, because generation yetu sahi ni selfies, you want to create good content on Instagram.
You want to look good.
You want to look good. And as much as it's an asset in that sense, it's also not really like sustainable in the sense that it's not making you money. So I thought, let me look for something to do. So I didn't want to keep chickens like my mom. And I researched, and that's when I found that rabbit meat was once proclaimed the healthiest meat in the world. Guys, Google USDA, United States of Department of Agriculture. So once I saw that, and I was like, okay, so I can do this. I can keep tusungura. So I looked for them. I remember I bought my first tusunguras somewhere in Mwiki, some farmer. I got them, I placed them in my mom's chicken shed, and let me tell you, I learned on the job, Kate.
Wow.
Kwani USAID teaches you how to keep rabbits?
No.
Apana? No. So I learned on the job. What do they eat? YouTube is your best friend. How do you mate them? Google is your best friend. How do you slaughter? YouTube is your best friend. So yeah, that's how I started now my farming journey.
I can imagine it's not easy jumping the rope and deciding this is what I'm gonna do. Because you're figuring out what you want to set up. But I'm so happy that you have decided to use YouTube to be the way to tell other people on how they should set up businesses and things like that. Now there's one question we were talking about. We were in the bathroom together for a moment, and I asked her, I feel like, and I'm from that school of thought a lot of times, I feel like you need a certain chunk of money to start a business. It's like I need $500,000, I need $1 million or 1.2 because I want my business to look a certain way. But is there any truth to that?
No. And okay, some people beat me and beat this comment, but it's not wrong to want your business a certain way. It's not wrong. Like, I mean, it's good. You want a website, you want delivery systems, you want logistics, but if you really don't have, I feel like you really can't tell yourself that you won't start because all these things aren't in place. Not everyone starts perfectly. Like if you've seen the picture of Kina Zuckerberg when they started, have you seen Pale Walianzia? If they were like, Apana, we need this, and this.
An office.
This guy started at the garage, literally with one computer, and they're all trying to make it work. So who are you to put all these pressures for yourself to, to get all these things? Yet you could just start and accrue your assets as you go. Like for me, if I had told myself, okay, I don't want to use my mom's chicken shed because it was really designed for chickens. It wasn't designed for rabbits. But who am I to tell myself, Apana, I need to now get one that's designed for Udashinda pocket. And time flies. Yeah, like, to look forward to some Happy New Year. Now we are counting 90 days to Christmas. 90!
The time is ticking. And I'm so glad in your journey. You learned how to advertise and sell your business online. So you're solely online.
Yes. And that's the part. Now that's like, how do I put it? Like when you're starting farming, and my dad is a farmer as well, but then I'm the one who is chanwing him like, Dad, sio lazima tu uzie your fellow farmers, amwende marikiti wangushe potatoes. There is something called the internet, And when we actually, in case you're not aware, my company is Yummy Rabbits Kenya. When we started Yummy Rabbits, I told myself, I don't know how else I'd sell these rabbits other than online. So it was more of like, I don't want to go the old way. Let's do modern. Let's set up a Facebook account. Let's set up an Instagram account, and let's start selling. And funny enough, people actually caught up. And an older generation is on Facebook, but a younger generation is on Instagram. So as much as you're afraid that online won't work, it can work. You just need to know where your clients are. Like you can't be selling software on Instagram. Probably you'd have to go to Facebook or LinkedIn. Just knowing where your product works best.
I love that. It's very interesting to see how you have grown with the time. I really want to know what your advert was. That advert that literally sold all the yummy rabbits.
So I find it. I hope I find it. Imagine it was, what was it? It was me cooking rabbits. So at home, I cook you have to at least eat your own product. So I was cooking, and it looks so nice on the pod, and I recorded how nice it looks and the sizzling sound. And I just ran that ad, and I was like, because our company is Yummy Rabbits Kenya, I was like, do you want to try some yummy rabbit meat? Let us know. We are healthy, we are organic, fresh from the farm. we deliver it straight to your door. Period.
That's right. I won't lie. After this, I need to grab me some yummy rabbit.
Yeah.
There's something that we've talked about in length, just on a personal level. I said I feel like this was something that would affect a lot of people.
Yeah.
Growing up, I saw these big companies. You see something like Centum, you see Hako Industries,
Yeah.
and they detach sometimes from the CEOs or from the owners.
Yeah.
Because most of these companies are set up, ziko na board of governors, kuna watu wengi kuna investors.
Yeah.
Lakini sana sana biashara za saizi, it's your shop, you start selling your clothes, unauza
Yeah.
zako, uko na Uber yako. A lot of people are associating themselves to the brand.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I have had that fear a lot of times of associating my product with me, but I'm slowly carving away from it because I do PR consultancy. By the way, if you need PR consultancy, I'm the one. I'll sit and do for you a good strategy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's about time you start associating yourself to the brand.
Okay.
Why is it that a lot of youth still want their private life,
Yeah.
but still want to eat money in that private life?
Okay. She was even telling me, like, I also I think you're talking about me because as much as the business is Yummy Rabbits Kenya, I am Olive Nkirote, and then there's also Olive Nkirote rebranded, the YouTube channel, and I don't know how to put it because some part of me wants to post on my page that I'm cooking rabbit meat and you guys can buy. But then another part of me is like, I need to keep it professional. I need to keep it a bit like distance from me so that it's not, because okay, there's this idea, maybe it's a fear.
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys can comment down below and let us know. But do you ever feel like someone won't buy something because they know it's owned by Cate?
I get that.
Yeah.
And it's such a fear. It's such a fear because, you know, sometimes like products especially za kukula na za kuingisha kwa mwili, they're very risky.
Yeah.
But the one thing is that you have to take that leap of faith because there are people who just love you for you.
Yeah.
And they want to go with that. Actually, as we're talking about associating brands with someone, I realized that Ryan Reynolds, married to Blake Lively, he has his own bourbon. There's whiskey, there's brandy, there's bourbon. So he has his own bourbon. And he actually associates himself with that. So the people who love Ryan, some don't know. They'll probably find it in the shop. They don't know where it's from. And there are others who will associate because of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of... The way I'm seeing how the economy is going, Kylie Jenner with her lipsticks, Diddy with C-Rock, a lot of brands are getting associated to personas.
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel like, because we want to... you want to show the lifestyle, you want to sell the lifestyle alongside with a person. So I don't know. I think what it's advice to me, you and Nkirote, associate yourself with your brand.
Yeah.
Unaona kama unauza nguo, vaa hizo nguo hata sisi tukuone na hizo nguo.
No, but it's true. I mean, Nancy Moy, Shop New Level, that's what she does as well. She literally models her own clothes, her own cloth line, and she's been able to grow her platforms as well. I don't know if you know a lady known as Sue Mweni. She has a brand of calf beaded watches.
Sued
watches. Yeah.
Yes,
she also has embraced the brand, and it's her, and it's her lifestyle. So I feel like for like fashion, makeup, which is akukula, no one else wants it, in my opinion.
You think so?
I think so.
But then
unless I'm like in a health, I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe if I was like a health nutritionist consultant, it would make sense. But then I'm just a passionate. But I kind of get it, Kate. Let me say, I'm gonna try. Let me not like give excuses and complain so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and see how it can work.
I can imagine. It's, you know, and the thing about business, it's an evolution over the time. Now you have evolved to understand something about cost estimate, costing things. I won't like, please tell me advice because I don't know how to cost things. I don't know. I'll probably overcharge because me by the I walk into an office, you ask me how much I'm worth, I'll say 50 million. Left to shuka mpaka bei ya ukweli. Mimi najeka huko juu. Najiaminia bro. Me, I'm like that. And how do you do cost evaluation and make sure that it works? And
your question is good because I get this from so many people. And I ask them, first of all, product and services, two different worlds. You know, service is a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of experience. Product is a lot of quality and value packed in your product. So from my business point of view, which is product, I remember when I look, that's why beginning and throwbacks are important. You can't start perfectly. When I started, do you know how much I was charging a kilo of rabbit meat? 1,000 bob.
Was it in that?
And that time, like, That's expensive.
That's very expensive.
That's like prawns and octopus.
Yes,
Yeah.
Come
And
to think about
salmon.
it, yes.
Yeah. And it's not because, it's because when I went to blogs were saying, hey, so many
It's a delicacy.
things. It's a delicacy. And it's not like I'm saying our rabbit meat is not worth that. Probably it's worth more. It's organic. But being in a situation where you're trying to give your customers an opportunity to try something new, you're literally convincing Kate not to go to her local butcher to buy beef, but to call you and be like, can I have rabbit meat, and wait until it's delivered. Like, I need to be sensible.
Yes.
And I remember, funny enough, we were still selling. I guess we were just like, you know what, 2000 or 2000. You know, when you're doing it, you don't really think. But as we grew into the business, we realized pricing is not so much about blogs. It's not so much about what everyone else is saying. It's one, factoring your cost of production. How much am I exactly using to, for example, if you're importing things from China, the bag, for example, how much is that bag? How much did you pay for shipping? How much did you sort customs or fees? Has it reached to you? Okay, what are the profit margins you're looking at? I personally say aim for 40%. Aim for at least 40% profit margin, at least. If you can't, 50, if you can't, but minimum, like if you're really trying to get rid of it, at least 30. Because you'll be able to do that over and over again from all the volumes of products you have. Calculate that, and then you'll be able at least to make consistent income from your products. Because again, you don't want to make too low, like you won't be in business for long. Yeah, you need to pay your expenses, pay rent, pay your workers. I don't know, you have shipping, you have packaging. So I usually say 40, 50%.
Well, Ushaske, you gotta make 40, 30% profit margins so that you can survive. I really like that advice. Nkirote, the youth are very scared about the market right now. We're talking about it earlier. There's been a shift of how people are trading online. I don't know if you've checked about online markets, but I'd want to ask you, being an entrepreneur, I know you've been affected by COVID-19. Now, Olive, you've been able to undertake business. You've seen where to go wrong, where to go right. But there's so many elements about business that are not just surrounded by just you and the customer. There's the business market. You know, there's the government. There's the business environment altogether. And right now, people are saying we might just be going to one of the biggest depression ever. And inflation. What do you think is the best thing for us to do, and the best thing that the government can do so that we can be able to get back on our feet?
Okay, first of all, what can we do? And I think we talked about it earlier, and I was telling her how people in the thrift industry were struggling. I don't know if you saw this post by some lady, I've forgotten her name.
Thrift.
Thrifting, buying secondhand clothes. Mtumba. So there's a lady, even I've forgotten her name, but she posted a very lengthy caption complaining and asking the government, you guys have tripled the prices for bills. You guys are not releasing the bills, so they're already few enough. And literally, she's out of business. And if that was her way of surviving and paying her rent, she might as well suffer for a couple of months, or buy the expensive bills and just make 10% profit. Because now you can't tell a client, I've raised my prices because COVID has come. But is the client's salary raised? No, like at a struggle, some of them have been laid out. So, and it's something I've been looking at different markets, and I don't want to say I can't be responsible for everyone because I really don't know what everyone is going through. I've been looking at other markets, and despite everyone being affected separately, let me give you an example of people I've talked to. So there's that person in thrift. There's another friend of mine, he runs a business with the mom for school.
He runs a school.
He runs a school, but it's so you can imagine they struggled to the point they had to convert their kitchen into a restaurant and start making food and delivering to the locals because they need money to sustain the school.
Because schools are closed.
Schools are closed, and they weren't that monetary savvy to adapt. So it wasn't easy for them as well. There's also people like the school I was in, Centonomy, and I remember during that time is when the pandemic hit. So for them, I guess they were fast and they realized, okay, fine, these guys can't come all the way to Westlands, let's do Zoom. So about how to adapt as a business owner, or rather what to do during a pandemic or any other thing. It could probably be infestation of flies or something, I don't know. I think it's adapting. And if you really can't adapt, then just start having the risk management that I was talking about.
Yes.
Because honestly, as a business, you just have to adapt. So for example, if I had a restaurant, I would just probably start thinking delivery methods.
Online.
Yeah, online. If you sell thrifted clothes and now you can't do bills, maybe transition to new clothes. So that's what I would do. About the government, you know, I usually I remember when I started business, I was so naive, Kate. I used to be like, the government doesn't affect me.
Oh, you thought that?
I was like, sijanza kulipa taxes, so how we are not.
It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me. But now the more I'm growing into business, you're there looking at the decisions they've made. Did you guys not think of us? Kwanza, did you see that they want to tax digital creators?
Why?
And I'm like,
tax us on YouTube.
Imagine they want
to tax.
And they've actually released the act whereby they will now start
the digital act.
Yeah, to follow up on digital people. Like, how much are you making? We need a cut of what you're making. What do you have to say about that, by the way?
I will say this. I feel like a country that is growing, it's quite a big risk to keep on siphoning from the people who are growing. It's a little bit unfair. It's because our country is not just strategic.
Yeah.
Our foundation is weak. So, ukiona pesa kwa betting, nyanganya.
But
Pesa kwa digital, nyanganya. There's very little money you can earn from digital. There's still a chunk of a lot of people who are still not on digital.
Yeah.
How about we empower our people enough before we start siphoning from them? I think that's the best thing for me.
Kate, you need your own show. You need to, because it's true. They did the same thing with betting, and now they've disappeared, and that's money that was coming into the country. But that's my opinion, and that's my thought about it. If you really can't adapt, I hope you have a plan.
Yes.
I hope you have a plan, and not just 1 year. It's 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years, if it's possible.
And I think even when you're talking about planning, you're not just planning about the business growing.
Yeah.
How do your customers grow with you?
Yes.
How do your employees stay with you? Like, you're planning literally to the letter. You see the way, I'm sorry, but for ladies, sometimes when you're planning even your underwear. Even the eyeliner you put on your plan to the letter.
Yeah.
I think that's something that will make a lot of people grow.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got one last question I want to ask you.
Okay.
Business might not just be for everyone. Because listen, then I think about it. When you're employed, you're like, I want to leave, start my own business. Of course you will want employees at one point. Then the same employees are looking at motivational videos just like you did.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I set up my own business.
Yeah.
The people who might not just be meant for business.
And it's fine. Because I've gotten people saying, even in my DMs, Olive, you really preach about business. And if I'm not into business, like, you're making me feel like I have to be in business. And I'm like, then if we are all in business, who are the employees? And it all depends with your personality as a person, because there are people who just like to help you, Kate, build your career and build your dream, and they're fine with that. And it's not like it's mediocre or anything, it's what makes them happy. Yeah. And there are people who want to struggle, start their businesses, and go to that route. So I don't feel like you need to have that pressure for you need to start a business. I know you can invest. Yeah, Ama, you just make your money in employment, buy land, buy stocks, invest your money. You're still, one of the stress if that's not your cup of tea. Yeah, like, the only thing that people in employment, I guess, need to realize is you could be employed today, but tomorrow you could not be.
Yes, you need to be conscious.
Yeah, and the same in business. You could be in business today and catch you're bankrupt. So, pros and cons for each.
Where?
Yeah.
From there, I hope you are able to grasp a lot. I have, and I'm so happy, Olive.
Thank you.
Just one business quote as you're signing out.
One business quote that I live by is goals are dreams with deadlines. Yeah, goals are dreams with deadlines. So don't sleep every day and just assume things just come your way. You want A, B, C, and D, it's a deadline. You have to work for it.
Hi, guys. My name is Cate Rira. You want to watch my video? How about you click on like and subscribe on YouTube and watch what we do in studio and even outside.